Welcome to the Night Shadows channel. Get ready to dive into a new horror story. Put on your headphones, turn off the lights, and let your mind wander through the darkest corners of imagination. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our daily stories. Now, take a deep breath and step into the story, if you dare. There must be something in the old records, something that can give us insight into why this keeps happening. Tomas' eyes lit up. The old library. I've heard tales of ancient texts that have been passed down through generations. Perhaps they hold the answers we seek. With a sense of purpose, Clara and Tomas made their way to the village library, a quaint stone building nestled between two towering oaks. The heavy wooden door creaked as they pushed it open, the musty scent of old parchment and leather-bound books enveloping them like a warm embrace. Dust motes danced in the shafts of sunlight filtering through the windows, illuminating rows upon rows of bookshelves filled with knowledge and forgotten stories. Clara moved deeper into the library, her fingers brushing against the spines of the books, each one whispering secrets of the past. "Where do we start?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Tomas paused, glancing around the room. "Let's look for anything related to the legends of our ancestors. Those stories could hold clues about the darkness." Hours passed as they pored over ancient texts, the quiet of the library punctuated only by the rustle of pages and the occasional creak of the floorboards. Clara's heart raced with anticipation, the thrill of discovery pulsing through her veins. But as the sun dipped lower in the sky, a sense of frustration began to creep in. "None of these books mention anything specific about the darkness," Tomas said, rubbing the back of his neck in frustration. "It's as if they deliberately left out that part of our history." "Or perhaps they didn't understand it," Clara replied, her brow furrowed in thought. "Maybe they feared it too much to write it down." As they delved deeper, Clara stumbled upon a faded leather-bound journal tucked away on a high shelf. Its cover was embossed with strange symbols that seemed to pulse with an energy of their own. "Tomas, come here. I think I found something." Tomas hurried over, his eyes widening as he examined the journal. "Where did you find this?" "It was hidden away, like it didn't want to be discovered," Clara said, carefully opening it. The pages were filled with spidery handwriting and sketches of strange creatures that seemed to dance across the paper. "What does it say?" Tomas asked, leaning closer to get a better look. Clara's heart raced as she read aloud. "The darkness is born from fear, fed by our doubts and regrets. It manifests in the shadows, lurking just beyond the light, waiting for the moment we are weakest. To confront it, we must face our fears and uncover the truths we hide from ourselves." The words hung in the air, heavy with meaning. Clara felt a chill run down her spine as the implications settled over them like a shroud. "This is it, Tomas. This journal could hold the key to understanding how to defeat the darkness once and for all." They continued to read, and as they did, the journal revealed a connection between the villagers and the shadows. It spoke of a ritual, an ancient rite that could potentially banish the darkness if performed with true intent and unity. Clara's heart raced at the prospect, but a lingering doubt gnawed at her. "What if it doesn't work?" she whispered, fear creeping back into her mind. "What if we fail?" "Then we will learn from it," Tomas said, his voice steady. "But we can't let fear dictate our choices. We have to try." Clara closed the journal, a newfound resolve swelling within her. They had to gather the villagers and share what they had learned. They couldn't allow the darkness to fester unchecked. As they made their way back to the village square, Clara felt the weight of their mission pressing down on her. The sun was setting, casting long shadows that danced along the cobblestones. The village was alive with activity, but Clara could sense a collective tension lingering in the air. "Gather everyone," Clara called out as they reached the square. The villagers paused, curiosity and concern etched on their faces. "What's happening?" Ms. Elena asked, stepping forward, her presence commanding attention. Clara took a deep breath, steadying herself. "We've uncovered something important. There is a way to confront the darkness that haunts us, but it will require all of us to come together and face our fears." Murmurs rippled through the crowd, uncertainty etched on many faces. "What do we need to do?" someone called from the back. "We need to perform an ancient ritual," Clara replied, her voice growing stronger. "It requires us to acknowledge our fears and unite our strengths. Only then can we hope to banish the darkness once and for all." A heavy silence fell over the villagers, the weight of the decision hanging in the air. Clara could see the flicker of doubt in their eyes, but beneath it lay a flicker of hope. "What if we fail?" a woman finally asked, her voice trembling. "We may stumble, we may falter," Clara replied, "but together we can face anything. It's time to reclaim our light." One by one, the villagers nodded, determination slowly replacing doubt. The atmosphere shifted, a sense of solidarity beginning to weave its way through the crowd. Clara felt a warmth blooming in her chest as she looked around at their faces, each one a beacon of strength and resilience. As twilight descended, casting a veil of darkness over the village, Clara led the villagers to the ancient stone circle at the edge of the woods. The air felt electric, charged with anticipation and fear as they gathered in a circle, hands linked, their hearts beating in unison. Clara stood at the center, the journal clutched tightly in her hands. She could feel the weight of history pressing down on her, the eyes of their ancestors watching, guiding them as they prepared to confront the shadows that had haunted them for so long. "Tonight, we stand together," Clara said, her voice steady and strong. "We face our fears, our doubts, and the darkness that has lingered for too long. Together, we will reclaim our light." The villagers responded with a chorus of agreement, their voices ringing out into the night, a powerful affirmation that echoed through the trees. Clara felt a surge of energy course through the circle, each heartbeat synchronizing with the rhythm of the earth beneath them. As the first stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Clara opened the journal, the ancient symbols glowing faintly in the dim light. "We must remember our fears," she instructed, her voice steady. "Only by acknowledging them can we begin to overcome them." One by one, the villagers began to share their fears, their voices trembling yet resolute. Clara listened, her heart swelling with pride as they opened their hearts, vulnerability transforming into strength. Each fear named aloud dissipated like mist in the morning sun, a collective burden shared among them. As the last voice fell silent, Clara took a deep breath, feeling the energy in the air shift. "Now we must channel that energy into our ritual," she declared. "Let us unite our strengths and our fears, and forge a light strong enough to banish the darkness." With that, the villagers began to chant, their voices intertwining like a powerful river flowing through the night. Clara could feel the air thickening, the energy swirling around them, building towards something monumental. But then, as the chanting reached a fevered pitch, the ground trembled beneath them, and a cold wind whipped through the clearing. Clara's heart raced as shadows began to twist and writhe at the edges of the circle, a chilling reminder of the darkness that awaited them.